Well, welcome in, everybody. The official Purple Skull Squad show. Minnesota Viking fans is back. It's been like a month, so we got a lot to get to. The countdown is on. Yes, it is. We are 4 days away from the first pick in the NFL draft for 2026, which we already know who it is. It's going to be the kid quarterback out of Indiana, Mendoza. But then we got to think about, gentlemen, where are our gritty, gutty Minnesota Vikings going to go? With the 18th pick in the NFL draft, we will all talk about it. Let's introduce the crew. Top right-hand corner, Tony Bell. What's going on, Tony?
Same old story, different day. Nothing new to report.
All right, with that excitement, we go to bottom right-hand corner. Anthony Tollison, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Hopefully we hit good in this draft this year.
It's got to turn one of these years, right, Bill Dunkel? Bill Dunkel, Mr. Purple Encyclopedia himself, was with me on the left-hand side of your dial here. Bill, what's going on?
Wild won yesterday, Celtics won today, and the Vikings are hopefully finally going to get it right with this draft.
The one that you didn't mention, the one I was most excited about, my Denver Nuggets beat up on your Minnesota Timberwolves. So 1-0, good guys. Gentlemen, it's been very quiet up in Minnesota land, Tony Bell, although I know you have a little inside scoopage. So I want to heed the floor to Tony Bell, and I'll give you a little inside scoop from someone I discussed about a draft prospect. But go ahead, Tony Bell. What do you got for us?
There's a lot of stuff going in his front office, not necessarily. A lot of movement, a lot of stuff that I was told doesn't make me feel good about this year. I'm just going to be honest. Holding the shots, and I really don't feel good about that. There's other news that's been going around. A lot of rumors pertaining to certain people from back in 22 with the Harbaugh hiring. There are rumors there of what really, and it's really discerning. But right now, as this team go forward, they don't have a leader. Nobody knows who's in charge. You know, they're kind of like a ship evident. Without a captain.
Well, I mean, and I think also, gentlemen, and Anthony, I kind of feel like KOC now, all the pressure is on him, right? Cool Papa Bear. Yeah, guys, who knows what our guys will do? No doubt about that. We don't know. We're going to find that out. We're going to try to figure it out. But Anthony, it's kind of like this team is sort of in limbo right now because all the pressure's on Kevin O'Connell. And I'm glad that's the case because there's no Adolfo Mensa to blame anymore. This is on him. He's probably going to be calling the shots and the draft. So if they draft a wide receiver first, you know that he's calling the shots. But your thoughts about this current state of the Vikings as we are 4 days away from the 2026 NFL draft?
I mean, there's some good wide receivers in this draft, but if you're taking a wide receiver first, that doesn't look good, I don't think. I think the first pick's got to be someone on defense. He's a stubborn coach, and he got desperate and went out and got Kyler Murray, Kyler Murray's had a 1 or 2 good years. He's never done anything in the playoffs, though, where he's got to be the guy.
It's sort of like a desperate move. It's almost as if, and I ask you this, Bill, it's kind of like this. It's almost as if, like, KOC just wants to get by with a slightly above average quarterback play, right? Now, Kyler Murray, if you're talking the first 2 years of Kyler Murray, okay, I'm excited. But in the last couple of years, we've seen him get hurt repeatedly, and it kind of stunts the growth of J.J. McCarthy. We don't know if J.J. McCarthy is even going to make it. And the first day, I think, voluntary off-season program for the Vikings starts tomorrow, actually. So players can voluntarily show up. But the quarterback situation, it has to be better this year, Bill, or else it's not going to matter. Kevin O'Connell will be out of a job.
Correct. It's Murray or bust. The only reason he's bringing Murray in is because of his job status. Because after Wall Street was let go, the writing's on the wall with him. I mean, what's that saying he said? What does organizations do to young quarterbacks?
Yeah, they fail organizations more than the young quarterback fails.
And right now they're failing the kid.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, and it's really ironic too, Bill, and just to add to that, the team with the biggest link to JJ McCarthy is our team right out here in Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, Sean McVay knows a little bit about quarterbacking. If Sean McVay wants JJ McCarthy, hello, do not trade him there. Okay, develop him.
Correct.
That's a sign right there. Correct.
Yep, agreed. 100%.
I mean, the worst thing that could happen, Tony Bell, to this organization,
He's gonna get him.
is that he goes to the Rams. Matthew Stafford finishes his career, and then next year JJ takes over, leads the Rams to greatness, and they win a Super Bowl, just like we saw this past year when Seattle took Sam Darnold after his, ghost-like last two games with the Vikings, and they won a Super Bowl because, Tony, the Seattle Seahawks, and again, this is crazy being a Viking fan, but this is our world, because their offensive coordinator, formerly of the Minnesota Vikings, realized, I'm not going to put it all on Sam Darnold's shoulders. I'm going to create a good running game and let our defense control the game because they had a great defense. And, oh, by the way, they go win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. So we've seen this before, right?
Yeah, if you're a competent coach, you put together a strong running game to help any quarterback, which is young or old, and together a strong defense. But we've got a head coach who does everything as so this is what we get. We throw the ball 6% of the time. You're no win throwing the ball 64%. Even in today's football, you're not win throwing the ball that much. You still have to have
all the teams that threw the ball more than the Vikings. I think it was like the Titans, the Bengals, the Browns, right? Were the only teams to throw the ball more than the Vikings this year, and none of them made the playoffs.
Yep.
That is
losing record.
Are we as bad as them?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a year after Kevin O'Connell lied to all of us, and you remember this one, Bill Dunkel, when Kevin O'Connell said we got to get stronger in the middle of our offensive line. We've got to run the ball better. He said this. And what does he do? Completely backwards with Carson Wentz, who they got off a hunting field somewhere, with Max Brosmer, with J.J. McCarthy. It didn't matter who was the quarterback. He asked them to throw the ball more. As Tony just said, an incredible 64% of the time with an offensive line that played together healthy maybe twice all year. It just made no sense. And here we are yet again, like, what's this team going to do, Bill Dunkel? What do they have to do?
Well, he's panicking. That's all that he's doing. That's, again, why he brought in Murray. Well, what they need to do is, again, they got to still fortify that offensive line. They got issues. I mean, Darrisaw's knees, O'Neill's getting up there in years. Will Fries was disappointing. Yes, hurt, but still disappointing. They got a big issue at center. And now they got issue at tight end. They don't, they got, and then listen, it's an older team too. It's an older team. And the biggest issue probably obviously on the offense is how quick Murray picks up that offense. Also,
and it's not an easy offense. Lord knows.
And on defense, they need, besides the safety, they need a defensive tackle big time. Huge. And that's why I want them to pick at 18 if they stay at 18.
And we're going to talk about that in just a moment.
But here was my problem. Here was my problem with the whole Murray signing. This was my problem with the whole Murray signing. You are bringing him up here. You didn't want to adjust your play for McCarthy. You didn't want to adjust it at all. But you're willing to adjust it for Kyler Murray. You are making note. You right there. That tells me everything I need to know about you as a coach. This is a desperation move. You're trying to ask from being on the unemployment line, although you'll still get a paycheck because you signed the extension. But it's all about making you look good.
Absolutely.
And that's where I am. I'm done with KLC. That's where I'm done with him.
Yeah. Anthony, you wanted to add to that?
It tells me that he's already moved on from McCarthy.
Yeah. Well, which would add to the rumors out there that JJ McCarthy could be had and for like a second round pick.
Is there, do you think, a personality conflict between those two? Because
I think there's a major dislike going on between the
two.
JJ McCarthy
there is a personality conflict.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it.
Go ahead,
JJ
Eric.
McCarthy stuck KOC's face in the you know what in Dallas. That was a direct shot at KOC.
Oh, yeah. I loved it personally.
It was like when you take a puppy dog and you put his face
on
poop, don't poop.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy, when he was told by his coach, do not strut into the end zone and do the good. And what JJ?
And what does he do?
He did the giddy, and that was that. So those
did
two
it.
don't like each other. But it could be a good thing. Listen,
Yeah.
it could be a good thing because from what I understand, JJ was out here in Southern California, was working out incredibly on his throwing motion, on everything. He was working out. What's ironic, guys, what's really ironic about this, if Kevin O'Connell did his homework proper, he would realize that Kyler Murray does the same thing that JJ McCarthy does. Have you seen when Kyler Murray throws a football, how his leg goes? It goes, he wraps it around just like JJ.
Oh boy.
So what are you going to say to Kyler Murray? Oh, you've got a throwing motion situation.
And he's a vet.
Really? You're going to go tell that to the quarterback?
Kyler Murray used to play baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
guys,
it's
this is
of errors with
we got to remember this too. You got to remember too. He had to change Kirk Cousins' throwing mechanic.
That's right. That's right.
When
Remember,
he got
and
and
told
Kirk
me,
already
what was
proven veteran,
Kevin
he tried to
O'Connell
change his mechanics then, and
Kirk didn't do it. Didn't want to do it. Didn't need to. Kirk did
about his
Kirk did
footwork?
change. I do remember
and Kirk didn't do it.
that, and also getting rid of the ball quicker. Kirk said he had to get rid of the ball quicker, so he took that on himself, and he actually did. He did do that on the season that he put up those gaudy stats. Kirk said, "I'm holding the ball too long." He admitted to it. But that offense, gentlemen, how many times when we're watching on a Sunday, Monday, Thursday,
They have no line,
right? No line, right, Bill? Let's get to this, and you too, Anthony. It just seems like you're just saying, man, our quarterbacks, they hold the ball too long. You know why that is? Because the head coach is asking that quarterback to do a 5-step drop and look at every one of his outlets. You have 2.5 seconds, maybe 3. And you're asking to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, now I got to pick. What are you doing? Simplify.
Yes, the world of his quarterback.
That's the thing that really aggravates us about Kevin O'Connell. He's too stubborn.
Yeah. I agree.
Listen,
100%.
This year should be called the countdown to Flores because it's coming.
I like that.
I thought
Anthony.
that. I'm not positive on that anymore.
I
want that to
if they
happen.
go 1
agree
and 4, whenever the bye week is, I think there could be a movement for Flores. And listen,
Flores
it
by
might come
Halloween.
from within the locker room, guys. It might come in from the locker room. Harrison Smith, who's kind of hanging out there in limbo right now, I think he wants to come back because he enjoys playing with Brian Flores. And I think on the outro interviews, said how this team really bonded with Flores and the defense.
He's 50 years old.
That step up. What's that?
He's getting a Social
He's
Security
50
check
years
now.
old. Let's move on.
Hey, Fat Boy Yogi, skull to you, my friend. All right, so
Can I
enough
just
of
say one
that,
thing?
let's
Can I
get
say
into.
Oh, what's up,
we
Yogi?
We
Can I
all
say
want
one
to get
thing?
into the nuts and bolts of what's going to happen in just 4 days. We're literally inside of 100 hours now, right?
Can I just say one thing on Flores?
Yes, go, Bill.
Yeah, just one quickly. I think I'd like to see a change. I wonder if they're not going to, it all depends on the GM. If they hire a GM, outside the organization, the GM's going to want his own coach.
Yeah.
And
No, that's true. And then Flores will be out
that's
of
not
luck
going to be
again.
Brian Flores.
That's
highly
true.
doubtful.
No, that's
Unless
true.
he likes Flores.
Huh?
Unless he likes Flores.
Yeah,
never
but
know.
usually they don't do that. But it
We'll
could
have
happen.
to-
Flores is
we'll
going
have
to
to see.
Flores will get a gig. He will get a head coaching gig somewhere.
Well,
By the way-
he's going to be one of the hottest. If the Vikings let him go with O'Connell, Flores will be one of the hottest defensive coordinator guys
Yeah,
out
he'll
there.
have a
be hired
job the
so
next
quickly.
day.
He'll be
I'm
hired
not a
before
big-
KOC is. I can assure you that. When Kevin O'Connell needs to go to a team and learn how to be an offensive coordinator for 2 years and actually call his own plays and learn what we've all said on the show, that you got to run the ball a
He
little
was a
bit more
stooge with
than
the Rams. What did he really
46%.
do? He didn't really do nothing with the Rams.
He didn't do anything.
No, that was Sean McVay.
He didn't do anything
That
with the
was
the
Rams.
The only
Yeah,
thing he
McVay.
did do, he did. This is per Sean McVay. He did help with the game plan a lot.
And he
That's the
brought
only
the
thing.
coffee into the coach, so we do know
Ooh,
He did do
coach,
that.
want more Starbucks?
Yep.
Brian
Coffee and
Flores-
donuts.
He
He
probably
was Wade
picked up
Phillips
Coach
before
McVay.
Wade
He
Phillips.
probably picked up Coach McVay's laundry at the dry cleaners. That's probably what Kevin O'Connell really did. Let's be honest, okay? Sean McVay's not listening to nobody. I mean, Sean McVay is so sharp. He could actually tell you the play he called with the Washington Commanders.
Yep.
And like the second quarter you can literally ask him that, and he'll remember exactly the play and what happened on it. McVay is so far advanced from Kevin O'Connell; it's not even close.
Correct.
They're two different stratospheres, those two guys. So
you're correct.
But I mean, they are friends, and I mean, McVay certainly could want to get his dry cleaning picked up and
reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah, they'll probably let him come back there to the Rams, but we'll have to see. Let's get to the 2026 NFL draft. And let's do team needs. And if you're out there, let us know here in the comments below. We'll read them off who you want the Vikings or what you want the Vikings to do, because it's not quite clear what the Vikings are going to do. Could they trade up? Could they trade back? More likely. Will they be out of the first round come Thursday? I know Tony's going to be at the draft party, so he'll be there. Thanks to Joe Uncle. That's going to be cool. We'll hopefully do a show.
I will be there.
Tonight. Let's do a mock draft Wednesday night. How about that? I haven't done one.
I love mock drafts.
Let's do a mock draft.
You said the magic words.
Deep dive. We'll do the first round. Maybe we'll do a second round if we have time. And then if you guys want, I know we did last year. We did a live during the draft. We can do a live if you want during. We'll announce the Vikings pick. If we get any words, we'll do our own take. We'll see how the board breaks, what the Vikings do. Tony, maybe you can report live from the draft party. We can have that all kind of covered. So let's see what we want to do. Here on this show, everyone has a part and say in it.
TB, I gave you a name that you are the insider there on.
You're going to be the insider. Tony Bell is
I'm the insider.
Wouldn't that be something? They're going to trade out. Tony's going to have gone there, and the Vikings won out first round.
Breaking news from U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yes, we have nothing.
I get to watch the draft because the Wild are on Wednesday night.
Danishes, I don't know. We'll see. But let's kind of go over what they currently have right now, and we're looking at it here, thanks to Quality Control, is they had the 18th pick in this year's draft. So they're smack dab in the middle, usually where they normally are, because they never suck enough to get into the top 5. And they're, they just seemingly are in this spot right now. So let's go around here the room. Let's start off with you, Anthony. With the 18th pick, you're going to be Bob Brzezinski. The pressure's on you because
Al Bundy.
Mensa's not there to blame anymore. KOC's obviously going to be banging the door down for a wide receiver. The positions of needs are quite obvious. Center, wide receiver, safety / cornerback, defensive tackle, Anthony.
Listen,
what are you doing? Are you going to shock us?
Listen, if Numbnuts takes a wide receiver at 18, he needs to be fired immediately.
Tell you, I'm going to put a 55%
fired.
If they keep the pick, if someone falls on this list, I'll let you guys know who that is.
I'll
if
give
he
you a couple
falls,
good
he's
scenarios.
going to take this guy. But fortunately,
I think I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. Fortunately, I see the Cleveland Browns on the latest ESPN mock draft with Mel Kiper, Jordan Reed, Matt Miller, and Field Yates. This guy was taken by the Cleveland Browns. I can only hope that happens because if Mekhi Lemon falls to the Vikings,
we're thinking two different people.
I will 100% tell you that the Vikings will be selecting Mekhi Lemon.
You know why?
How about that for a little hello? And the only thing that could save us, get this, the only thing that could save us is Sean McVay out here because the Rams want to add another receiver to their already Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and they love Lemon. So either the Browns or Rams might save us from that exact choice. But go ahead, Anthony.
Well, there's wide receiver more than we do. But here's what I would do. Just me.
Yeah.
If all right, take Thieneman at 18 if he's there, and if he's not, I do mocks every day, like 1,000 of them and stuff like that. And the people that go between 19 and 32 are meh. So what I would do is get a bunch of picks after trading down between 33 and 40, because the guys between 33 and 40, I think, are just as good as the guys that are going late round 1, because a lot of the guys in late round 1 are being overvalued, and I don't think they'll be really good players in the NFL.
Right. And you don't want to reach there either. You don't want to reach there either, Anthony. You want to pick.
But
the
if you
best
go down
available
between
player.
33 and 40, you can get guys like Brandon Cece, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, D'Angelo Pons, Lee Hunter, Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And I'd target one of them guys. I would really like D'Angelo Pons. I think he's Antoine Winfield Sr.
That would be amazing. If they could get another Antoine Winfield Sr. or even Antoine Winfield Jr., I would be ecstatic. I love those players. They play the right way. They're tackling machines. They're tough. I love.
And then you pick at 49, which is not very many picks right after. So
right. So who? Okay. So but say the Vikings say. So let's do two things. What would you do? But if you're going to be stuck at 18, what is your?
I
pick?
think we need safety the most.
Okay,
I would bring back Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith can go get an SSI check and go home.
You've had enough of old man Harrison.
I love Harrison Smith, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer in my book. But it's time for him to go.
I would agree.
Need to move
with that,
on.
100%.
And our secondary needs a lot of help.
They do. They really do. I mean, you could see Anthony them going cornerback, and they could go either way. You know how Flores is. He kind of aggravates us.
The only reason I don't go cornerback in the first round is there's a couple of guys that are coming off injury, and I want day one starters. I don't want guys that we've had injuries in the past in college, and you want day one starters. D'Angelo Pons or Chris Johnson or Trey Dan Stukes in the second round makes more sense.
Okay, so who's your guy? Like, so you're going to take Dylan from Oregon? You're going safety? Okay, so that would be your
if we don't trade down.
We got enough money to make this pick. We just traded Grenard.
Oh, Thieneman's awesome. At Purdue, he was an interception machine.
Yeah.
And then when he went to Oregon, he was a heavy hitter, and he had closing speed and could tackle you anywhere on the field. He's a great guy. I'd pick him.
And you know what he does? You know where he shines, Anthony? Is he shines in the physicality area. And he's got tremendous physical, unlike Harrison's slow. Dylan is so quick.
He could be our leading tackler for us for years.
And he constantly gets at the ball. He's a ball hawk. He goes for the ball, man. I like that.
I got one thing to say.
Purdue.
Yes, Tony Bell.
I got one thing to say about Thieneman. If he comes to the Vikings and he's our leading tackler, we got issues on the front seven. We got big issues on the front seven.
Yeah,
the way 100%. He plays. I'm not saying he's gonna be, but
he shouldn't be at all.
Okay,
well,
he shouldn't be even in the running.
So Anthony, as the GM of the Vikings right now, you're basically saying trade back. I think all of us would agree. Probably would be the smart move
if
for them
Thieneman's not there at 18, sure.
Right? But if you're staying at 18, you're taking Dylan Thieneman. Is what we're doing.
Yeah, and didn't Josh Metellus lead us in tackles for a few years?
Yeah, I mean,
but he was also playing linebacker too. He was playing in the box.
The only thing with that pick, Anthony,
everybody plays everywhere.
Yeah, the only thing with that pick, I've seen it. Dylan, like normally before all this hype on him and before the combine, like a second round, a day 2 pick. He increased his stock at the combine big time because of his
and his pro day.
A lot of people do. That's just how the facts are. I mean, they blow you away with their combine. And I seen enough on his tape that I like him. I do like him. And if they make that pick, okay. You know what? Most people and to back up Anthony on this, most people have mocked Dylan Thieneman going to the Vikings. That is the most mocked guy that I've seen. And I've seen some other cornerbacks mocked to
Alex
the Vikings.
Lewis has taken McCoy. Ugh.
Yeah, this is from the Athletic.
Thanks.
Yes.
Alex Lewis needs help.
So, Tony Bell, it is now yours, Mr. I'm going to be at the draft party. If you were to bring the card up, I guess you'd have to be in Pittsburgh for that. If you were to bring the card up as the GM of the Minnesota Vikings, your pick is, and also add to, would you trade up, down, or make the pick? And if you're going to have to make the pick anyways, what are you doing, Tony Bell?
I'm trading down. There's at 18, I'm not going to stay there. If I can get more value later, I still need a fourth rounder. It's fourth round, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I still need a fourth rounder. I can still trade Grenard. I can still get more draft capital. I'm trading down because one, I mean, a lot of Viking fans don't know this, but the Viking money to pay any of their first round draft choices.
Literally,
Any
they
of their
have
draft choices,
$4.8
period. They don't have any
million
money.
right now. They literally have $4.8 million.
Yeah, they don't
Let's
have
get
any
Dollar
money.
Tree guys.
So if you trade down, the chances are better. You get maybe another. I trade out of the first round. I would.
And
then,
adding
but
to
if
that,
I did,
Dalton Vincent's adding, with as deep as the safety class.
I agree with that comment 100%.
At 18. And there's some names that has been attached to the Vikings. Now, remember, when you're talking about draft picks, we also have to look at who's drafting here. Kevin O'Connell wants, I can already tell Kevin O'Connell wants a radius pass catcher. So what does that mean?
he's getting a wide receiver. He is going to draft a wide receiver.
It means tight end, 10, 15 yards, radius, catcher.
I know who that
wide
is.
receiver, right? You know what I'm talking about. He plays up in Oregon as well.
Correct.
He also
Good.
wants
Good draft. He's going to be fired.
He wants a slot receiver is what he really wants. I'm telling you guys.
Yep.
That is a 10, 15-yard guy. And I'll mention another name that I think fits that bill. And I think a lot of Viking fans know who I'm talking to. He's also a physical freak, but he's unproven. This is a typical Vikings draft pick. I'm just teasing that. But Tony, so if at 18 you are making a pick, though, who are you picking? What position are you picking, and why?
I'm not high on him, but everybody loves him. I'm probably going to roll with Thieneman.
Okay.
So
that's two already. That's two on our show.
Yeah.
Already. This is like the most popular. I think if you did a percentage, it's like almost 70%. This is going to be the pick. If he's there. Again, some other team might know the Vikings have been mocked this many times. They need a safety. It could be any team ahead of them, could take them before that. So, thank you for everything, Adam Thielen. I miss you as much as my fourth round pick we used to get. Yes, Dalton, I understand that. But Bill Dunkel, the clock is yours. You're on the clock.
Yep.
You know what's in front of you. What are you going to do if you're Bob Brzezinski right now? What are you doing there in Pittsburgh, bringing the card up? Who are you taking, or are you trading back? Are you trading up?
Well, I mean, if there's two guys, and it all depends on if this one's available, because now I kind of changed my tunes just a tad. I would take a defensive tackle, McDonald. I believe that's McDonald from Ohio State, and Mr. Woods from Clemson. But I think if he's available, and I think he's 21 years old from Oregon, he's a tight end. He's a freak. Kenyon Sadiq. That to me might be the pick. And my reasons for not drafting the safety. Now, again, it all depends. For one thing, it's deep. I think Caleb Downs, if somehow he fell, that's who they would take. He's not going to fall that far.
He's not getting out of the top 10. You'd have to trade up for Caleb Downs.
I don't think they're going to take Dylan. They're not going to take Dylan. I just think it's way too obvious.
Yeah.
I think you have to build on the lines first. If you have a good line, they're going to get a safety. They'll obviously draft a safety. I'm going to go either McDonald or Sadiq. But I will say this: if they trade down, the guy I like better than Dylan is the guy from Toledo,
Warren.
McNeil.
I like him better too.
Actually, you know what, Bill? It's interesting you bring up that name. He fits Brian Flores' defense.
Yes.
Better.
Yes. That's why I say trade down. That's why I say trade down between 33 and 40. You can get Warren there.
Extra picks.
100%.
I get Warren.
I think the Vikings are going to do that because there's a lot of needs on this team. So, I personally think I agree with the three of you. I think they're going to trade down for a couple reasons. They want to stockpile more picks, have more shots.
They're old. They're an old team.
They're old. I mean, let's look.
They're very old. And they got old real quick.
100%.
4 positions they need to. And with Flores being there, I can guarantee you with one of the first 3 or 4 picks, an edge rusher will be picked no matter what. No matter what happens with Grenard, I think they will trade Grenard during the draft or maybe right before the draft. You might hear news of that.
Hope they do.
Because they need to. First of all, Grenard's not playing for a $4 million guaranteed contract. That's all he has.
No
Vikings are going to have to change that immediately, and they don't have any money to do that. So it's more than likely that Grenard will be traded at the draft sometime before June 1st. He will be moved. There's just no doubts about that. Plus, Dallas Turner proved last year that he's ready to ascend to that spot.
I like him.
Turner will lead us in sacks again this year, I think.
He will. Turner's ready to take that next step. He has now figured out how to play in Brian Flores' defense, and he'll understand it. Now, there's a couple guys, just so that you know, that the Vikings, and if Quality Control can put up that draftee visits, there's a couple names on there to look at, and I promise
even
you
my
guys
guys on the list.
Inside information. The Vikings have looked at some of the running backs, and I actually talked to Jonah Coleman's representative, tried to get him to do an interview on a show that I work with, and it didn't happen this week, but it's going to happen after the draft. So it was promised, but she had told me that the two teams that really, really liked Jonah were the Rams and the Vikings. Now, isn't that very interesting?
I watched
the
that
Vikings because Jonah is 5'8", 220, and he's a receiving back. It fit these offenses perfectly, and he's also can run in between the lines.
I don't like that guy.
Right. Well, I mean, that's just the inside info. We know that Emmett Johnson is the guy that a lot of Viking fans want to see the Vikings draft because he's a Minnesota kid. He could be, so running back is an interesting situation here because you got Aaron Jones, who I think we're all surprised came back.
He's 120.
And he's old. And Jordan Mason doesn't seem like KOC really wants to give the ball to Jordan Mason.
Eric, can I throw
Here's a problem. KOC doesn't want to run the football. So if I'm a running back, why the hell do I want to come to?
So what would that mean, Tony Bell? That would mean he'd want a running back that can be used as a receiver. So that makes me think that Emmett Johnson and Jonah Coleman are two names to watch as far as what's going to happen later in the draft. Not early.
Can I throw a name at you?
Yeah, Anthony.
All right, there's a guy that's not on this list who's really good. I watched him play in college, and I think he's the next Dalvin Cook. Is Mike Washington from Arkansas?
Okay,
he's really good. The only problem with him is he needs to control his fumbling issues. Otherwise, he's a pretty good running back. And we haven't done an interview or invite or whatever they call it with him, but I've seen him go in like the second round.
Yeah, Vikings could possibly have a couple second-round picks if they trade down. So it could be a scenario where they take a player like that.
I'm glad they did a visit with my guy, Daryl Jackson.
Yeah.
Daryl Jackson's on the list.
Yeah, the draftee visits to the Vikings, you're seeing it on that list. A guy that I think fits Brian Flores to a T is the linebacker out of Cincinnati. His name is Jack Golday. If you have not seen the video on him, go watch it. He is exactly what Brian Flores wants. I believe he will be picked. I don't know where, but he is a zone size speed guy.
He's really good.
Can play down lineman, can play outside linebacker, can play inside linebacker, and is great in coverage. This says Brian Flores 10 times over. So
he's locked in the third round.
Maybe in the third round. The guy that I am seeing all over, the Vikings are all over him. I think you know where I'm going, Anthony, is a young wide receiver from Georgia State who has a 6'4", 205-pound frame, has a 11.3 leaping ability, okay? He has a tremendous catch radius, which I told you early on. He can play Z receiver. This is what KOC wants. He already has Justin Jefferson deep. He's got Jordan Addison intermediate to deep. He wants a big, short yardage wide receiver like Ted Hurst from Georgia State. That will also be a red zone target. True. This has Kevin O'Connell written all over it. Granted, guys,
I don't mind Ted Hurst, but he was at a smaller school, so how would that translate to the NFL?
The problem he's going to have is getting off the line.
They can translate. Smaller schools can translate. They can.
Well, yeah.
Look at Boise State.
Yeah. But Boise State's bigger known than Georgia State.
Well, yeah, but Boise State's still that smaller. They listen. What's Coleman? I
like the other guy on that list, Jeff Caldwell.
Coleman's
good.
Coleman destroyed Boise State. I personally think Mike Washington I draft him, but the only problem is he's bigger. Don't you think the head coach will want a smaller, speedier, quicker back?
Well, if you can get a Dalvin Cook 2.0.
I don't think it's not the head coach. I think it would be Frank Smith.
Yeah,
he's a run game coordinator.
Gentlemen, I hate to say we didn't mention it in the headlines, but I just read it again today. the young running back in Miami, okay, Devin Achane is told him he's not playing for that contract. He wants out of Miami. And I will tell you, if Frank Smith is there knocking on Kevin O'Connell's
Miami
door,
will want too much.
If they want a third-round pick, if you want a third-round pick, but the problem is, here's the issue with that is, if he doesn't going to play with Miami with the contract he has, then Minnesota's going to have to find a lot of money, and they don't have it to bring him in. So I'm going to assume that's not going to happen. But there's all these rumors, and then also there's been a lot of news about Kenny Moore II out of Indianapolis.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Cornerback, 30 years old.
Rodgers was trying to recruit him.
Isaiah Rodgers trying to recruit him, Anthony. You read the same thing I read.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I want to give up any top collateral for him. I might throw a 5th or 6th round next year.
Here's the thing. But here's the problem. Why aren't we getting younger? We got an age problem with this team. Why are we still getting 30-something players?
That's from bad drafts, Tony. That's from really bad drafts.
Drafting better.
That's called that first draft that Kwesi did, which wasn't all his fault because we all know he was getting pressure from other people, probably Brzezinski.
100.
We all know he wanted Jameson. Okay, all right, there, quality control.
And we don't want that guy to see him either.
All right. Please. Yeah, but he didn't want Lewis Cine, and then that draft happened. I mean, there's not a single player left in that draft. That was 4 years ago.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how bad it was.
I mean, this is why we're old. This is why we have to sign these players for these crazy contracts to keep them there. But to get back on point,
we're the San Diego Padres.
I'm going to say this: if it's Kevin O'Connell calling the shots with the 18th pick, if he falls, it's going to be Makai Lemon.
If he takes Makai Lemon and Makai Lemon doesn't work out, can he blame Kwesi or can he blame himself?
No, you got to blame yourself. Oh, I agree with that 100%. I'm with you on that. I don't feel good about it. But the other guy I've read a lot about that might be fit is Denzel Boston if he falls.
Yes.
Iowa State.
There are so many wide receivers in this class.
That name has come up.
We can wait on wide receiver.
That's right. It's quite deep. I mean, who knows where Casey Concepcion's going to go or
Jeff Caldwell. Look at him on the list.
If you want 2 big wide receivers, Kevin O'Connell, wait. Chris Brazzell the second, and Jacoby Lane might be available in the second round.
If you draft Sadiq, you don't need another wide receiver.
Right. They do though. But you can't have a third receiver being Felton right now. That's just not going to work.
They'll draft another receiver, but you have to draft one high.
Right. Or you got to look at June.
Okay, if it's Felton, why the hell did you draft him? If it's not going to work with Felton, why did you draft him?
Keenan McCarter.
That's another mistake.
Kobe King a chance.
That's another mistake.
Yeah, but you know what? They could have used Kobe King later in the year, and they cut him. Yeah. They could and cut him.
Right.
And who did they make room for? Who the hell did they make room for? Kobe King.
Cam Akers.
Come on.
Yeah. So,
I mean, this team's got more problems. This team's got development problems more than anything. They can't develop anybody.
Flores is calling the shots. I'm going to tell you a couple guys. If Flores gets this pick, I think the pick that Bill said, Warren, would definitely be considered, and that's what Flores would want. But if he wants an edge rusher, say KOC says, all right, we'll get a receiver later. What do you want? There's a guy that fits Flores' defense. I'm not saying he's the name, and he's not a popular name, and he's kind of like Chris Dolman was when the Vikings picked him way back in the day.
Yep.
And get this name because you haven't heard it anywhere else. But remember, the Vikings do things a little differently.
Yeah, they do.
Keldrick Falk, edge defensive line.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
He'll be gone way before 18. I've seen him mock to the Bucks.
Okay. Could be Anthony, but he could fall to 18. And if he falls, he can play middle. He can play edge. He's quick enough.
How big is he?
This is not a producer. He hasn't produced yet. It kind of reminds me of the guy they drafted, and I was pissed when they did Chris Dolman. I'm like, who's this guy? He hasn't done anything. And then he became one of the best defensive ends.
Dolman was a beast at Pittsburgh.
History, right? So
Dolman came in as a linebacker. That's why.
That's right.
He came in as a linebacker.
Learn how to play down lineman. This guy can do both.
How big is he?
He's 6'6", 285.
Okay.
So you got the long arms.
Yep.
You know that's what Flores likes.
Yeah.
He's got a run. But he just doesn't have results. He's kind of like Renard was last year. He'll put pressure. You'll see him, but he just doesn't get results. And
If I want a tweener, I'd rather go with Jacob Rodriguez.
Okay.
Jacob Rodriguez is really good.
Yeah, and
He's
there's
good. I
also
watched
TJ
him.
Parker
Good
out of
play.
Clemson. That's
Good play.
I'd rather go with the other guy.
But
This team needs a nose tackle. This team needs a real nose tackle.
Well, if
McDonald.
if I'm the one going up there, I'm Bill. I'm going to make you happy. If he's there, Peter Woods, Clemson.
Yeah, I like him.
Come on
I
down.
do like him. Yeah.
I like
6'3",
Woods. Yeah, I
310.
like Woods.
He's a big guy, but the problem with him is Bill, why he won't be the guy that Flores takes. We like him, and he's big.
Yeah.
Is the fact that he's not an up and down guy. He's not a guy that can
he's
go out.
not a true nose
Can't move him
tackle.
around. Flores likes deception. He wants guys to be able to, in, out. You already
You're
got
like a
that
zero
in there, and
tech.
they got the Hutchins guy. So I just think Flores likes what he's got, and we might not like it because it doesn't look great on paper. And remember Levi Rodriguez? Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there. I told you guys this last year. Flores is not a D-line guy. He's a linebacker at heart.
Yep.
So he's going to make sure that those linebackers get their notoriety. He could care less about the D-line.
And actually, Anthony, this will make you happy because you mentioned his name earlier. And he has visited the Vikings, I think, at least twice.
guy.
So this could mean there's some fire there. There is some fire there. From Florida State,
My guy.
Daryl Jackson. And let me explain to you why you're going to love Daryl Jackson. Bill,
I can
let me see
sell
that
you on
smile.
him.
Bill, let me see that smile on your face. I know you had a rough week. Daryl Jackson, 6'5", 335, supposedly. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Supposedly he's
And guess
335,
what?
so that means he's
I think he
probably
went to
low,
Mississippi
350.
State.
Guess
before.
what? He has a 7-foot wingspan.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Anthony, he takes up 2 blockers,
Yes, he does.
and
Puts
he
offensive linemen on their asses.
and he also eats the run. So I liked it.
Yes.
I'm all over Delton.
Him
Vincent
at
Washington
97.
ran a 4.33. Thank you for that. Daryl Jackson, yeah, and I haven't seen him in the first round. So is this a second,
Nope.
third round? You might be able
Pick
to get him?
97. Pick 97 would be perfect for him. He's like late third, early fourth.
And if Flores doesn't really care about defensive tackles so much, that's probably going to be the
This
round.
guy gets in the backfield and stops running backs like it's nothing.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean,
that's what we
I would
need.
like that. Bill, I know, has been asking for this for a couple of years now, right? I mean, God, we've been wanting a big guy that just looks awesome and
He
takes
needs
some
another
space.
Pat Williams.
Yes, the Williams
How about-
Wall. That's what we want. One of these guys. Pat
Jerry
Williams
Ball.
is amazing.
How about
Jerry
Caleb
Ball?
Banks?
Pat Williams, whenever I talked to him, called me sir. I loved Pat Williams. Okay, Pat was always a friendly guy,
Jesus.
one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet. Said yes, sir. Yes,
How about Caleb Banks?
Oh
Maybe.
no, he broke his foot.
I know he's
got
hurt,
injury
but
problems.
teams are still going to draft him. And
Could he fall? Could he fall though to a point where it would make it valuable?
He's
Well, yeah,
falling to
I
round
mean-
2.
Yeah, round 2. I mean,
Yeah, he can fall.
You know, you want to take guys. You got to take the best on your board. We don't know. We're not inside
That's
that Vikings board. Whoever's highest on their list, they got to take early.
When you
That's-
take guys in the draft, you got to take guys that are day one starters and don't have injury history.
Yeah.
And I don't want Caleb Banks. I don't want Avion Terrell. I don't want Gerard McCool. If you got injury,
Well, you know
history,
where I
go.
can relate that to, Anthony, is a guy that we were hoping would stay healthy and would get out of that Virginia Tech injury-prone guy, Christian Darrisaw. And unfortunately, as great as Christian Darrisaw is, he can never stay
Well,
healthy.
we're going to
That's
draft
fine.
a eventual replacement for Darrisaw later in the draft, I think.
I
Well,
know
I
who they're
mean,
interested
Did
in.
you guys? Okay, so
I
my
know
pick
who they're
would be
interested
Peter
in,
Woods.
I don't
Okay, so we
want.
said that, but let's get to the point of the needs situation on this team. So we haven't even talked about a center yet. So we're getting later in the draft. How high do you want to go to make sure you get whoever's your best center? Now, there's a few of them that we've
Yes.
heard they're all projected in the third round,
No.
fourth round. Two of these guys.
I
are-
got a guy.
Yeah, we have Jake Slaughter from Florida. We got
No.
Logan Jones
No.
from Iowa. I've seen rate higher.
Yes.
Rated
I'll
higher.
let you know when you name
I would
him.
take Logan Jones.
I'll let you know when you name
I
him.
would take Logan Jones.
I think I'm going to get him on this one, Anthony. Connor Law, Auburn, 6'3",
Lou,
305, junior.
He has a injury too. Round
Okay.
5, Pat Coogan, Indiana.
Doesn't
Really?
No,
Okay.
no, no,
Pat
no,
Coogan is
no.
good.
You do not want Coogan. He's basically Bradbury. No, no, no,
Wish to see it.
no.
Is he a
Coogan is an
second
old
level
school
guy?
No.
I'm worried with the second level guys. You know why, Bill?
No, you do not want him. You do not want Coogan.
You can't block the first level. I don't care how quick you can get to the second level.
All right.
No, he is as soft as Bradbury. He is as soft as Bradbury. That's a no.
Let me ask you this. Okay, let me throw a wild card at you guys. And
I got a wild card
because the Vikings won't do this. If this guy falls, he first of all, I think he's Polynesian. He's from Utah.
Oh, I know.
If Dano falls, would you think about it? 18. It's not. He's going to be a top 10 pick. I'm already realized he'd be my ideal guy.
I actually watched him play. I actually liked him. I actually watched
the guy in
him
the first
play.
round. Yeah.
Dalton. I love Caden Proctor too, and he could be because I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Proctor in the first 15 on many. So he could be there.
I got a guy.
But from what I understand, Fano can play center. He's 6'6". He's smart as, he's really smart. He can, not only does he block the first level, gentlemen, he can get to the second level. So he'll block this first level, get to this, and he has a high IQ. I like high IQs. I like guys that are going to be, because you know this, Tony, you played. Centers have to be the quarterback of the offensive line. You need a really smart guy to play that.
Yeah, you got to call the block schemes and the audibles on the line. You got to be able to do that, and you got to be able to.
The thing is, I see him, and Anthony, tell me, does he make it past the 10th pick? Fano?
Fano? No, there's too many teams that need better centers and stuff like that.
He's a tackle, and he's a tackle.
Yeah. Fano. No. Well, no, I thought you meant like center because that's what we need more of.
Yeah, there's another guy, another Utah guy, Caleb Lomo. I haven't seen a lot of fire on him, but he's a tackle, possible center too, 6'6", 305. Utah, they make offensive linemen. They're like Iowa.
There's a guy in the 4th round that played every single offensive line position that'd be perfect for us. Brian Parker at Duke.
I got a guy that's who they like.
They like him.
Actually, I think as a tackle, the one they really like, he's kind of flown under radar, is Bell out of Miami.
Oh, Markel Bell, yeah, he's good. He's huge.
I got a guy who
is Bell out of Miami. Plus the last name is cool, so I'm all for it.
6'8", 346.
Is there any player, guys? Is there any player? Let's go around this. Is there any player that maybe we haven't heard about that you've done some scouting on that you really like? I'll tell you mine, but I want to start off with you, Anthony, because you're Mr. Draft expert. I know you've been doing these mock drafts and on other pages. You're like putting your thing. So who is the player that is a sneaky pick that you like, that you would be so excited you would fist pump when the Vikings?
Besides my guy, Daryl Jackson.
So he's your guy. Okay,
FSU, that's my team.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, but here I'll give you a choice.
Okay. All right.
I'll give you a guy, and it's possible. In round 2, we could take Tre'Davious Stukes of Arizona. He would fit perfectly in Brian Flores' scheme. He played everywhere from slot to nickel to man zone, everything. He played everything for Arizona.
Okay.
He would be a good.
Tony Bell, is there any player that you would be like fist, like just like a pump, like we got him?
No, first of all, it's a college draft, and I have a life. I don't care. Second of all, just take the best player available.
You're going to be at the draft party watching the Vikings not make a pick on Thursday, okay?
Well, yeah, and I seriously think they trade out of the first round. I just do.
I just do. Maybe we wish that they traded out. They did pick Lewis Cine before they got to the second round, so
they did.
We don't want to remember that. We don't want to remember that too.
Yeah, and they probably this year they will probably, if they do stick at 18, but I don't know how they're going to pay him. They probably take Dieneman.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I don't think they're taking him.
I think he's the thing is always the guys
I think they're trading down.
Most popular, they don't pick. Like you've seen that. Like,
let me give you a guy for offensive line. There were 2 teams that flew out to scout this guy. Only 2 NFL teams: the Saints and the Vikings. He should have been a definite first-round pick going into this past year. Didn't have a great year as a left tackle, but is not going to play left tackle in the pros. He's going to be a guard/center. I watched him for 2 years.
I think I know who you mean.
At Boise State. This guy is a football player. Cage Casey. The Vikings do like they sent out their assistant offensive line coach I've heard the kid talk. I follow Boise State, so I think when you go out, and same with the Saints, you go out and you fly out your assistant offensive line coach to watch him. And he actually said, I never played center in my life. And he said the biggest adjustment was the shotgun snaps, but he says, I can do it. And I think he'd be a perfect guy. I think he's a third, fourth rounder. That's the way it sounds. He is supposed to be a first, early second going into the year, but I think he's a third, fourth rounder. I'd like that kid. I watch he's a great pass protector. Solid. Hardly ever
certainly need that.
He had one penalty last year, one penalty.
Any offensive lineman that can play multiple positions is good for us.
Guy's good. And remember,
and it's Anthony, those are the kind of guys that Flores and KOC like. They like versatility. They do. We know that go up and down the offensive line, defensive lines.
Well, let me say something.
Yeah, but if you're gonna have a guy, if you're gonna put a starter out there, it's nice to have the versatility. Put a guy out there that is one position, either center or guard, and let him stay there.
Yeah. I agree.
It's fine as a backup. It's fine to have guys that can play up and down the line. But when you're your starting rotation, like Brandel, I don't want Brandel starting at center. He's not a center.
I agree with that.
He's 100%. A tackle. You get a real friggin' center to put on that line and go from there. This whole Tony Sperano, God rest his soul, but this whole Tony Sperano style of let's have all our offensive linemen be able to play every position so they're interchangeable is bullshit. Just being honest.
Just get the job done. Right. Do what Bill Belichick would say. But do what Bill Belichick would say. Do your job. What's your number one job?
That's it.
Guard,
bottom line.
Guard. Do your job. Don't think anywhere else.
Bottom line. Right. It's not that difficult.
But you know this, Flores likes cookie cutters, safeties that can play up in the linebacking box. He likes defensive linemen that can drop into coverage. He's a different coach. So
it works for defense, yeah.
It works for defense. Offense, it doesn't necessarily work that way. And the fact that this coaching staff, led by Kevin O'Connell, thinks Blake Brandel is a center is not feeling too good to me. I don't feel too good about that. That's not
the thing is
no.
The most cohesive unit you need on your football team is the offensive bottom line. Yeah, you can't keep changing them out every week and this and that. Even with a solid vet, you still need your starters to have reps together. And last year, the starters, I think our starters only played one full game together?
Two, I think.
And everybody else was a backup?
The offensive line, yeah. That was a big problem. That was one of the big problems. There's J.J. McCarthy, Max Brooks, Wentz. It was really when you don't have collusion on the offensive line and you're a quarterback or even a running back, it's kind of hard, man. It's not easy.
It's definitely hard.
Eric, how come we didn't use Walter Rouse last year?
I don't know. That is the biggest question. He must have really got to practice. Big old Walter Rouse.
I know why they didn't use Walter Rouse. They didn't use Walter Rouse because Chris Cooper didn't care for him.
All right. Well, maybe that changes.
He's gone now.
Yes, maybe that changes. Maybe
Walter.
Maybe Walter will get a chance. Okay,
hopefully.
Maybe Walter will get a chance.
And another thing, hopefully
he should have got a chance last year.
The first 3 picks.
Yeah.
If Brian Flores has to say with the first 3 picks, I think we'll be fine.
I would love it if he does, but I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, Flores has no. Flores really isn't going to have much
when a wide receiver or even tight end is taken with that 18th pick.
Well, then
Flores will be
stuff.
All right.
This is KLC draft altogether.
I got 2 guys. Anthony. I want your scouting report on them.
Okay.
I got to know this guy a little bit through a guy I work with, George Reister, and he's wanting me to get this kid on the show. I've yet to get him on the show, but I did some backdrop. I did a lot of studying on KC Concepcion, and I will tell you this about this kid. He's got a chip on his shoulder as big as they come, and this kid is overcoming a major problem. He's overcoming a major speech impediment, which he pushes himself to get better at, which is why I want to get him with George, because George had the same issue and had to overcome it. Even when I worked with George Reister in radio here locally at the Beast 980, George had to overcome it even when he was on there, and he did. And so I want to get KC Concepcion with George Reister. I looked at his tape, and when I looked at his tape, because I wanted to get to know it before I asked to try to get him on the show, hopefully we will after the draft, this kid plays bigger than 5'11", 195. He bowls people over. He gets open repeatedly. And he said that I can't wait to go to the team that drafts me because they're going to get the best wide receiver in this draft. I like that moxie. I like that confidence. It reminds me of Justin Jefferson. It reminds me, he's smaller, he's 5'11", but Anthony Tolson, tell me something good about him. I would be excited in the second round if he drops to get that guy, okay? And another guy,
I don't think he'll drop to the second round. I think he's a late first rounder.
Okay, so you're not going to see him leave the first round. Well, then we're not going to get him unless.
Well, because there's wide receiver needy teams in the first round.
Yeah,
I see about five.
KOC thinks
five
we're a
wide
wide
receivers
receiving needy team. When he has Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, I got to have more wide receivers because that seems to be that Sean McVay kind of mindset.
KOC's crazy way of thinking is going to run us into the ground eventually if he keeps that up.
Well,
but I've seen Casey Concepcion play, and he reminds me of Jordan Addison in college.
Kind of like that, right? But he plays tougher. He's tougher than Jordan is. But Jordan's a better route runner. But Casey's tougher, man. Casey will go for the radius catch. He will bowl people over.
There's teams like the Bills and the 49ers are looking at wide receiver in the late first round.
That would be a nice place for him to go because he could flourish under those systems. And two quarterbacks that will get him the ball, especially Josh Allen.
Is he related to Dave?
5 wide
the other guy,
the
guys, and it won't be a guy you'll hear until about the 4th, maybe 5th round. And I want to see if Anthony knows who he is. Big Lee Hunter, Texas Tech.
Oh yeah,
I've heard of Hunter.
The Vikings have had a lot of luck with Texas Tech players.
I love Lee Hunter.
They have one coming in. Hutchins is a Texas Tech guy. We'll see how he does. But Big Lee Hunter is another guy, Bill Dunkel, you're going to like. Let me just tell you his numbers. 6'4", 335. Nice. And again, a guy that occupies blockers, gets to the backfield, creates havoc, doesn't get a lot of sacks, but it gets push. But all we need from the Vikings, and we saw with Jalen Redmond, which makes me excited for, another year of Jalen Redmond. Vikings did get the tender signs. He's going to be a Viking. We need to sign him long term. We just can't do it right now. Is seeing that push up the middle. Well, that was the thing. The Vikings would blitz a lot. They had the highest pressure rate in the NFL. 49 sacks. Let's see if they can improve that. But this guy, and Flores likes to rotate. This guy would instantly give you a run stuffing guy, kind of like Harrison Phillips was when he played. But he's bigger and he's better. What's your take on Big Lee Hunter, Anthony Tolson?
No, there's no way in hell, and I will put $1,000 on it. Lee Hunter gets past pick 40. He's that good. The best blitzing defensive tackle in the draft.
Wait a minute. In my opinion. What pick? What 40?
40.
Okay,
he's good.
Shoot,
I wouldn't mind trading down to early round 2 and getting him. He's good. Go watch tape of him.
Oh no, I did.
Whatever you got to do.
I did, and I've read a lot of scouting.
If Minnesota doesn't want to wait till like round 3 or 4 and is fine with trading down into early round 2, that's a good guy to take right there.
Okay,
Lee Hunter would be perfect in our defensive line.
Well,
so these are some players like we'll get to see. Probably not some of these not Thursday, but certainly Friday and Saturday will be days that we're going to see some of these guys' names called. And gentlemen, it was a pure pleasure. Let's do this again Wednesday night. We'll do a mock draft. We'll do our own Vikings mock draft. Okay.
Is that before the Wild game?
Yeah. Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill. Huh? How's it? I used to do these. Even when my team played, Bill, I would do these.
Yeah, I know, but this is against the former North
draft, Bill.
You really don't need to watch them. After the way the Wild kicked Dallas's ass yesterday.
Yeah, well, that series ain't.
Wild's going to win that series easily.
Well, maybe we'll have to do a late Wednesday or an early Thursday to fit Bill's.
Wild's Lightning in the Stanley Cup final.
Thursday draft time we could do. But who's playing Thursday after? Is that Minnesota, Denver, game 3?
Yes.
Probably my Lightning.
If Nicola's playing, that's a no for me.
Hey, wait, guys! Can I just say something? Hopefully on Wednesday we're celebrating the Nuggets win because Eric's birthday is on Tuesday, and here's a special little.
What the hell?
Happy birthday, honey!
Tony, you get to a certain age and you're like, I don't want anyone to know. No, all right.
TB.
I'm cool with it. Everybody knows. I mean, I'm out there. I already told you I'm 59. I'm I'm gonna be 60.
Yeah, but you look like
You know?
you look like you're in your late 30s, early
TV,
40s.
you're what? How 3 weeks older than me? What is it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Bill,
3
so
weeks. Yeah.
older.
I'd rather have a boring birthday at the end of August.
Yeah. So this year I'm gonna be Roy
Big
Winston's
6-0.
old number.
All right, so let's just put this on tape, guys. Anthony, you say it's going to be Dylan. Tony, you think it's Dylan. Bill, you're 18.
Dylan or trade back.
You know what? You know what I'm
Well,
going to do?
I think
is I've
it's
Trade back, right? We all think they're going to trade out. I think all four of us think.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm
pick
going to go with
two.
I'm going to go with trade down.
Okay.
Trade down.
So I'll put it this way.
With two guys. I can't go with two, so I got to pick one.
I'll put it this
Sadiq.
way. They're gonna trade down. But something tells me the wild card, and this is a wild card, the kid from Georgia, the defensive lineman from Georgia.
Oh, I know who you're talking. Miller.
Late in the first.
Christian Miller.
Yeah, late in the first round, early second.
You
I
know,
say they
they
do
like
trade in
him.
the early second round.
and normally
That's what I say.
sometimes
Yeah,
you
that
see
would be my wild card.
they're never associated with the team, right? Because the smoke screens are out there. The
Mhm.
smoke screens are out there. They don't want to talk about the player that they really, really want. And it
Can
kind
I
of
say
surprises
this?
them. Yes.
Vikings have one of the smallest, if not the smallest, defensive line. They need to get bigger. I don't care what Flores says.
I know
I
that,
think-
Bill.
I think
you've
you're
been
gonna draft
crying. You've been crying this for 3
Yeah.
years.
Well, they're going to do it, but I think they're going to draft Kenyon Sadiq. If I had to pick between McDonald and Sadiq,
Yeah, you said you think Sadiq, well, and that makes sense because TJ's really going to have one more year and he's
the
gone.
guy's a freak.
And if
Yeah,
they-
and it'll be a replacement.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, if they-
anyways?
the money.
Is that Tony? Yeah. Any final
His
words,
money.
Scott? Gentlemen, let's go around. Anything?
If
that
we
you wanna add?
if we draft Sadiq or anybody offensive with that first pick, I'm done.
We're going to need some parental advisory warning.
I'm done. I'm
And
hanging on. Put it this way: I am hanging on. Hanging on by the
18th pick.
thinnest thread with this football team. They go up if KLC goes out of his
USC.
way to draft a friggin' tight
Wide
end, I am
receiver,
done.
Ty Lemon, USC, wide receiver. Watch, gentlemen, I'm telling you.
No, this team is close to a rebuild anyway.
I bet that's what happens.
Mekhi
I
Lemon?
bet that's what, because
KLC 's gonna
KLC's
go
already
all the way
said he
until
wants
he
Lemon.
retires.
Oh,
Yeah, but
well,
isn't he
returned
small?
kicks, too. Yeah, I think that would be a Kevin O'Connell kind
Yeah,
of.
but he's a
He's a small
perfect.
guy.
He's gonna go all out
Lemon-
and fire.
Lemon would be the perfect slot receiver. Lemon would be
He
the
would
perfect
be. And
slot
actually,
receiver.
again, Bill, I know this is going to make you shake your head because you always say wide receiver, running backs are not the positions you want to draft in the first round when you
No.
want to build a championship. You want to build offensive
Yep.
line and defense line. We all
Yep.
know that, right? But the one thing Lemon is, if you like
Mhm.
Percy Harvin, he is Percy Harvin. He is tough. He
Well,
can return
I
kicks
would
like there's
say
no
yes, but
tomorrow.
this is a deep wide receiver class.
Yeah, it is a deep receiver class. I would rather see Ted Hurst in the third round or
Jeff Caldwell, round 5.
right, someone like that. And then maybe look at a June 1st cut that you can get cheap as a wide receiver 3. But, these are the Minnesota Vikings. We all know, gentlemen,
DeAndre
wide
Hopkins.
receivers are Minnesota's favorite target. We've seen it. They didn't need Randy Moss back in the day, and they picked Randy Moss. And you know what? That was the
Yeah.
right pick.
This team is so
So-
frustrating.
How about
Yes.
DeAndre Hopkins?
Could
That's a
be.
pickup.
I mean, Hopkins is looking for a job, and he likes Kyler Murray. Wouldn't
Yeah.
it makes sense, Bill? Make Kyler Murray happy.
Isn't
Right.
he old?
So
Yeah, he's
no,
old.
but they don't do these things. Oh, Bob, what was that? Something Bob had to comment there about the draft party. What? If I went to a draft party and they traded out, it would be this.
Yeah.
You might not be the only one there, Bob.
You
That
can
could
never be
Tony
happy with this
Bell. You guys
team.
need to get together on that.
You can never be
No
happy. with
picks
this
in the
team.
first round. Come back tomorrow and pay some more money to be at the draft party. That's what the Vikings are going to tell you. Anyway, gentlemen, for Bill Dunkel, Sir Purple Encyclopedia, for Anthony Tolson with all his draft wisdom, for the one and only, the always happy Tony Bell. This is Eric Peterson signing off. Quality control, great job. We will talk to you Wednesday night. See ya.
See ya.
Let's go.
Later.